if you're looking at him, that means we're back at this again. And I've made it back over here from my long trudge.
Still funny.
It was not funny.
Yes, that
As
was.
you will notice, while I was off, I made another portal so I can prepare to make another tunnel to get me over here, because that was just terrible. And Axel says hello, and don't ask me what half of that other is.
I think it's your spell.
I think he's learned how to spell from me. I think you're right. Alright. When we left off, Junior did not finish getting the bronze out of here. And I was talking that whole time about making a bronze hammer and was making plates. I realized that as soon as we stopped recording that I'm making bronze plates, and that ain't gonna do a daggone thing for making a hammer.
Nope, no, it
Who
isn't.
ate my chisel?
Okay, I ain't got a clue.
Well, I guess another chisel we shall be making. Somebody ate my chisel. Okay.
Maybe it was Axel.
So, now we're going to make an ingot. You can make a head mold.
Why would you want to make a mold of somebody's
No,
head?
no, a hammerhead. But you have to file the heads and stuff like that we don't have the tools and don't need the tools to do other things. So I'm not going to make one right now. One sec. Oh, forgot to put my dip in that keeps me from coughing.
I'm having a slight problem over here at the mine.
What's that?
I found one piece of this lignite coal you want me
Mm-hmm.
to get. I ain't finding it anymore.
Well, if all you can find is regular coal, go ahead and grab it, but you've got one heck of a vein, because the vein I got over by spawn is all lignite. I think I've gotten maybe 2 stacks of regular coal out of it, and the rest is all lignite.
Mobile over here. How much of this are you needing?
Well, we need 1 piece of dark ash for the 3 pieces of magnetite, and it's going to take like 9 pieces of magnetite to do 1 ingot of iron. Hope I ain't scaring anybody with these numbers. Actually, pretty easy. So, at least like, and you get a small out of each one. So, get me a stack of whatever. Alright. So, anyways, now that we got the ingot mold made, we're going to smelt up the bronze we got here, and we're going to put 1, 2, 3 more copper.
He does remember we're recording, right?
And yeah, I hope so. And 1 more tin in there. That'll give me 4 more ingots. So that should give me the 6 I need. You know, I should have actually brought my heat suit back with me so I don't have to worry about burning myself up.
That probably would have been a good idea.
When you get done...
But that's the problem, it would have been a good idea.
Yeah, I know. Me and good ideas are like oil and water. They do not mix.
Can it be a mix?
Can it be a mix? Well, lignite only gives you 1/7 or 1/9. 1/7. Nothing in Minecraft is 1/7.
Except 1/7.
1/9
the
of a ingot, or 1/9 of a pile. So we'll need a little more if you have a mixture.
So I found 2 lignite so far, and that's it.
Alright, so between a stack and a half. I'm going to sit here and have the most boring video ever, looking into a pot of melted tin, trying to watch it turn to melted bronze.
Yeah, this is times when you need me to just dance around in the background.
Yeah.
Punch you in the back of the head a couple times, maybe.
Alright, before you get back here, I'm going to show everybody this. If you
because I'm on my
right
way.
click on the burning box, that's how you get the dark ash out. And if it ever gets completely full of dark ash, it will not work. It will turn off even if there's fuel in there to run it. So you want to keep that empty whenever you start, or if you're doing a big process, empty it in every time you add more fuel. Now you can put charcoal in here rather than coal or lignite coal, but you only get regular ash out of charcoal. You don't get the dark ash, and the dark ash is what we need to process the iron. Now, as soon as this bronze gets done, I'm going to process some regular iron from the small iron ore that we found laying around, so we can make a crucible to wash our crushed ores. If you may have noticed that the crushed ores I have not thrown into here. I've only used dusts up until this point because there is stone in the crushed, and you'll have to sit here and skim basically the stone off the top of your ore. And so I always break it down, and if you wash it, you get a chance of getting a tiny pile or nugget of something that can be in that type of ore. Okay, we are good to go, so see if we can do this and not burn ourselves. Keep heating up, but that shouldn't be too hot. And don't... Oh, there we go. We took a little heat damage, only one that time. That's not bad. So, see, you gotta wait a little bit longer than that. And because this is still heating up, it's gonna be adding more. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some of this iron in here to suck off some of the heat, because the mold will pull some of the heat from the crucible, and as long as what's in there already is still molten, you can still get it out underneath what's not molten. Okay, got that one. So we're up to 4. There's 5. Still not good on the iron yet. Oh, that one was a bad one. Okay. Oh, crap. We're getting the iron out. Crap. That's not good.
Are you messing stuff
Well,
up?
I'm not messing stuff up yet. The problem is iron melts at 1800, and this is only rated for 2500, and I want a regular iron plates. I can use wrought iron plates, but I prefer uh, just to show everybody how to make regular iron rather than wrought iron. And regular iron will turn into wrought iron at 2010, 220, somewhere around there. Not sure exactly what the number is. Okay, so now I got the 6 to make our hammer. So we're going to throw a little bit more coal in here now and pull the dark ash out. Light this bad boy back up. Please get off of there. I know we can't push each other, but I really don't want to
Well, there is one
tempt
way.
fate.
Hey, stand up there a second.
No, we're not messing around playing around the Crucible.
Oh, come on,
No.
why not? It'd be funny.
No. Alright, I need to get all of that iron out of there. Can you stand up there and watch that? And
I am
as
watching.
soon as it turns liquid, let me know.
Do I know if it turned liquid
So
again?
I can start pulling the iron out the side. I'm going to watch the burning box and make sure it doesn't go out.
I don't know if it turned liquid again.
You'll notice if it turns liquid, it'll go from that dark gray that kind of looks like the stone texture to a light gray kind of shimmering stone texture. It'll be a little bit darker gray than what the tin looked like, but not as dark as stone. It'll be a definite change. And I don't believe there's any bronze left in there. I'm trying to remember how many plates. I pulled 6 plates out of it before. 6 plates now. That's 12. So yeah, there should be no bronze in there, because that would be an even divisible of 4. And now for this we need 3 plates for the bucket, and we need 7 plates for the crucible. I'm going to go ahead and make our bronze hammer. So we have that. Now you can mine with this, so if I wanted to, if I don't throw it on the floor, you'll notice if I try to break this, it actually shows the breaking. I can pick up my crucibles
I
with
would
it.
prefer it, because just being right in the middle of the floor is kind of annoying.
Yeah, we're going to make a little forge area to put this in. I'm going to break it all down and move it off camera later.
What, remodeling with Bale?
No, we're not doing remodeling with Bear. Oh, goodness. Well, fire went out. Let's put a couple more in there.
Well, how long should this take to change?
It will, because of the thing we're using, the burning box we're using, it's going to take forever. I want to see if it's not even up to 1400 right now, because I just threw 2 copper in there to make my double copper plates, and I'm not even getting the copper out right now. So it's pretty daggone cold. I made a post on the forum earlier. Somebody was talking to Greg about how difficult it was. I kind of started the conversation about how difficult using a Crucible was, and he came back and was saying that running a Crucible is quite easy. You figure out how much material you need, and or how much material you have, and how much you need to use to cook that material by the amount of efficiency you have on your. See, this is what I hate. This thing is not lighting. And there was only 3 pieces of dark ash in there, so it should have lit. And that was definitely not 30. Luckily, I had a zombie give me an iron ingot, so I can get my nuggets out of it. Make me another one. Sometimes these things just do not want to work. That's why I cannot wait until we can make an electric heater, and then we'll use our burning box on a boiler like what I have over at spawn, and that's the way we'll get our dark ash. Because with that, we don't have to worry about how hot it heats. We just have to worry about the water or the steam having somewhere to go. Because as I can tell you, boilers will blow up if the steam does not have somewhere to go.
Yeah, you've proven that one quite a few times.
Yeah, I've blown up probably 8 boilers at least now.
So do not be surprised if we record something and the whole base is blown up.
I've already melted down 1 reactor. I've blown up 8 boilers. I've melted down so many of these crucibles, it's ridiculous.
So you know, advanced, he did it.
Yeah. That's what I like about Gregtech, though, is you can make mistakes. You know, with regular Minecraft and a lot of the other mods out there, you really can't mess up. You know, with regular IC2, the worst thing you have to worry about is blowing up a reactor. Other than that, you really don't have a whole lot of danger. You know, you can't really overpower a machine right now because you can run the HV steel or iron wires into a regular macerator right now, and it won't do anything. Where before it would blow up your macerator. And you can hook up the wrong wires and they won't melt the wires, I don't think. Let's see if I can get this out. Okay, got it out of there. Okay, we're at least up to like 1450, 1500. We got to go to 1800, so we're getting close to where we need to be. You keep an eye on that. I'm going to go ahead and make a double ingot here, or double plate. And since I made those bronze, I think I'm going to make a bronze burning box, which has 75%. I was looking it up earlier. Has 75% efficiency, puts out 24 heat units. Where the lead, let's see, not Crucible, goofy. Burning. Let's see. The lead puts out 16 heat units at 50% efficiency, where the bronze does 24 at 75%. So it'll heat up faster and use less material to do so. Now, the one that I used for my original processing materials was the solid Ingvar which is 100% efficiency and 64 heat units a tick. So it heats up really quick and uses the least amount of material possible. And
I'm glad we're using your recording for this.
why is that?
This will get awful boring. In fact, I've been sitting there just staring at this thing for like the last 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. Well, mine's probably not too great because I'm spending most of the time looking down here at the burning box, but I'm trying to give them a little bit of visual stimulation.
And punch you in the back of the head.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I was just saying about giving you a tap, but when we're messing with the Crucible, I don't want to do that. Plus, you're wearing armor, and I don't like to hit you when you're wearing armor.
Oh.
You know, I decided that since we've gotten to the point where we can smelt material, we can start wearing our armor. We haven't been to the Twilight Forest to get the steel leaf that he's wearing, but steel leaf is not actually that great. It's very, very crappy durability. The ironwood actually has 3 times the durability of steel leaf, I think.
And as you can see, I ain't even got a chest plate on.
Or boots.
So. Yep. So, not really that protected.
Now, you see, I have a full set with just unbreaking is the only protection I have. I don't have any protection. I just have unbreaking. But
now, how is unbreaking the only protection
well,
you have?
I don't. The only enchantment I have.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're
But you see, the durability is only like 300, and I think iron armor is higher durability than that. Let's see, iron.
Hold on, folks. I'll be right back.
Listen to the dogs for a second. Oh, crap. Iron's ready. This might be bad. We're going to throw a little bit of tin in there, which is going to make some tin alloy. But it will cool it off a little bit. Sorry about the dogs. Our dinner showed up a little quicker than what I thought it was going to. Now that we're down to this little bit, we're going to start using saplings. Oh, we got tin plate. It didn't turn into tin alloy, thank goodness. Now, tin is a great thing to use for like a heat sink to suck a little bit of your heat out of the Crucible if you need to, because it has a very high boiling point. His boiling point is 2875, so you don't have to worry about it evaporating away or boiling away like most other things that can melt rather low temperature, because it's got a melting point of only 500. You barely have to put any heat into it before it'll melt, because ambient temperature is like 280, 300 somewhere.
Sorry about that. And yes, I am back.
I have no idea where I was.
Neither
and
do
what I was saying.
Something about ambient temperature.
Ambient temperature is like 287 or something like that, so it doesn't take much heat at all to get that up to melting point, but you can get it up to, like I said, 2800 and it'll still not boil, and this Crucible will melt before that because it only goes 2,500.
And so when are we upgrading stuff here?
Um, what stuff?
This. Anything. It changed.
Um, the next level Crucible we're going to do will be vanadium, not vanadium. Axel will enjoy me getting that right, as I usually call it vanadium instead of vanadium, um, which will give us a little bit more heat level. And when we do that, we'll have to upgrade the molds as well, because the molds have a meltdown point on them just like the Crucible does, and it's the same temperature. So if you pour something that is 4,500 Kelvin into
Changed.
something that is only 2,500 rated, you're going to melt down your Crucible.
Which you are good at.
Or you're going to melt down your mold, not your Crucible. I knew that was coming.
It's breakable. You'll find a way to break it.
Is it still? Oh, it's back solidified or solid.
Yep.
All right. Do not want to plant it.
Just plant a
I
tree.
planted a tree. There's dirt right in front of my burning box, and I'm putting saplings in here, so it
You're supposed to be using the cactus.
saplings burn longer than the cactus does, and we don't have a whole lot of the cactus,
Change.
so
Would change your so I can get some.
and I've been using saplings for a long time, because over by spawn we don't have.
Have you even mentioned the fact that you can use saplings or cactuses?
Well, seeing how I am showing them that right now, I guess I don't really have to mention it.
So all I've heard you say you can put in there is coal and charcoal.
Yeah, anything that's burnable with IC2. So should be able to put sugar cane in, cactus. I know you can use saplings, because I do that all the time.
Still currently that way.
Alright, I'm up to 5. Let me know when it's solidified. Did it again.
Solid.
See if I can do this. Oh. I need some food. See, without that heat suit, this is a real gamble. Well, I gotta eat before I can. Can you smack the side of the mold and get it to pour?
There you go.
Alright, by the time I eat, should be about cool. I don't want to hit it though, because if I hit it, I'm gonna probably take too much. Let's try this. Okay, that one's good. Alright, we got enough to.
You can do it again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We have enough now to make our Crucible.
Hold on. Still is.
I'm not firing it. I'm just putting it in there.
Yeah, well, it went. Now you can.
Ooh, that was a bad one. Alright, now got 2 more in there, and that'll be enough to make my bucket. Now, he did change something in the bucket, which I guess I can show you while we're...
What did he do to the bucket?
Waiting. You need a bending cylinder along with the hammer to make it. Bending cylinder, 6 ingots, some type of saw, file, and hammer. So we're going to have a tool episode so I can make all of those, because before I can wash the ores, I'm going to have to make one of those.
You don't take that thing today? Or
I'm
just
going to go
next one
ahead
out?
and get, is it,
Yeah,
should
it's
be
been.
empty now.
Yep, it's empty.
Alright, so we're going to have a tool episode next, but now that I got all the iron we need cooked, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and eat my dinner. And then when we come back, I will have all the material around and we'll start making tools. We'll make our crucible or our cauldron to wash our ores in, and we'll actually do our iron smelting, which
I will see to it that he
for
does.
anybody that doesn't understand this, magnet or pyrite, regular iron, do not need anything extra put in with them. So if you're having trouble getting iron through magnetite, yellow limonite, brown limonite, or banded iron, just get you some regular iron ore or some pyrite, break it with a hammer. I can show you at least this part for anybody that doesn't understand. Just take your like magnetite ore here. If this was regular iron ore, I forgot he changed that way. Take your hammer and break it, and that will give you your crushed ore. So now we have a crushed magnetite. Now, what you need to do is throw that into a cauldron that has water in it, and that'll give you a purified version. Anybody that's used to Gregtech 5 knows about that from the ore washing. And you have a chance of getting a byproduct from it. And then you stick it up here with a hammer and it will crush it down. If you don't have the cauldron, you can just do it this way and that will get the stone out of it. But you have the chance of losing that impurity. So it's best to do what we're doing now, and then you just throw this, if it was iron or pyrite, into your crucible. Do what we've been doing right here with our impure dust, and you get your iron. So it'll be probably 2 episodes, unfortunately, before I get to the magnetite and the limonite like I was wanting to for everybody. But I gotta kind of go in order unless I run back to spawn and show you there. So I want to try to show you with
I could kind of give you an expressway
the,
though.
yeah, you could kill me and I could go right there. I want to use this setup though so you can see it actually done with a uh, clay cauldron and molds, because I've since gotten rid of all my clay ones. I'm up to tungsten cauldrons at spawn. So anyways, my belly's aching and my food's a calling, so have a good one, guys.